You're listening to the Patenting for Inventors podcast, part of the Look Legal Pods from the law firm of Nolan Hyman, the #1 source for your intellectual property, business, and entertainment law needs. Now here's your host, registered patent attorney, Adam Diament.
Hello and welcome to the Patenting for Inventors podcast. I'm your host, Adam Diament, a registered patent attorney and partner at the law firm of Nolan Hyman in Los Angeles, California. This episode is how to use the Patent Office Patent Assignment Database like a pro. So let's say you've got this great idea for a product and you're thinking about filing a patent application, or maybe you already have, but then you start wondering, hey, who actually owns that other patent that I saw kind of similar to mine? Or maybe you're checking if the inventor of that really cool thing you saw on Shark Tank still owns the rights, or if they sold it off to some mega company. That's where the USPTO Assignment Database comes in, and I'm going to show you how to use it like a pro. Now, before we get too deep, let's just break down what a patent assignment actually is. It's basically the legal way of saying, I'm transferring ownership of this patent or patent application to someone else. Kind of like selling your house, but for ideas. And just like with houses, the government keeps a record of who owns what. That record is kept in the assignment database run by the USPTO. So where do you find this thing? Just Google USPTO Patent Assignment Search, and it should pop up. You don't even need an account. The site is officially called the USPTO Assignment Search, or sometimes the Patent Assignment Query System. The interface looks like it's straight out of the early 2000s, and yeah, it's a little clunky, but don't let that scare you off. It's surprisingly powerful once you know what you're doing. When you first land there, you'll see a few options. You can search by patent number, application number, assignor, assignee, and publication number. Let me translate that for you. The assignor is the person who is giving up the rights, the seller. The assignee is the one getting the rights, the buyer. And if you've got a patent number or even just a published application, you can search by that too. Let's say you want to look up who owns patent number 10 million. That's a real patent, by the way. Plug in that number into the patent number field and hit search. Boom, you'll get a list of all recorded assignments tied to that patent. You can see the names of the parties, dates, document types, and even click through to see the actual assignment document as a scanned PDF. Now here's the pro tip. Check the conveyance type. That tells you what kind of transfer it was. It might say assignment, which is a straight up sale, or it might say security interest, which means someone's using the patent as collateral for a loan. Yeah, patents can get mortgaged. Welcome to the world of IP finance. You might also see things like merger, change of name, or license. So not all assignments are sales. Sometimes it's just corporate reshuffling. Like when Facebook changed to Meta, yeah, they had to reassign all those patents. Something to keep in mind here is that the system doesn't automatically update itself. People have to record the assignments with the USPTO. And while it's technically optional to record them, it's highly recommended. Why? Because if there's ever a dispute about who owns the rights, the person who recorded it first usually is in a better spot. It's like having your deed on file with the county. You want that paper trail. Also, the dates are important. There's an execution date, which is when the assignment was signed, and then there's a recordation date, which is when the USPTO officially logged it. Those two can be weeks, even months apart. If you're digging around a timeline of who owned what, make sure to look at both. Another cool use of the database is competitor research. Let's say you're interested in what Apple's been up to lately. You can search by assignee name, type in Apple Inc., and see all the patents they've acquired or applied for that have been assigned to them. It's like a corporate stalking, but totally legal and actually encouraged. And if you're trying to license a patent, this is often your starting point. You find the patent, look up the licensee, and now you know who to contact. Or if you're on the flip side and someone's threatening you with a patent, you can look them up and check, do they still even own it? Another thing people don't realize is how useful this database is when you're trying to understand relationships between companies. You'll sometimes see the same patent assigned multiple times over its life. That doesn't mean something shady is happening. More often, it means the company was acquired, spun off a division, or moved assets into a holding company. You might see something like ABC Innovations LLC owning a patent 1 year, then ABC Holdings IP LLC the next. Same people, different corporate bucket, that's normal, but it tells you something about how valuable the patent might be. Now here's where things can really start feeling like you know what you're doing. If you click into a specific assignment record, you'll see a reel and frame number. That's basically the USPTO's internal filing reference, like a book and page number. Why does this matter? because if there are multiple assignments filed on the same day between the same parties, you can often jump between them using those real and frame numbers and uncover entire transaction packages. That's how you see, oh wow, they transferred 50 patents at once. That's a big deal. Let's talk about mistakes for a second, because the database is also where mistakes live forever. Misspelled names, wrong entity types, outdated addresses. Someone assigns a patent to Cool Startup Inc., and there's no comma anywhere, where the real entity is Cool Startup, Inc., with a comma. That seems tiny, but legally is not nothing. If you're ever assigning your own patent, this is why attorneys get picky. Precision matters here more than people expect. And one important reality check, the assignment database tells you who owns the patent rights, but it does not tell you everything about licensing. Many licenses are private and never recorded, so if you're trying to figure out whether someone has permission to use a patent, this database might not give you the full answer. It's ownership, not permission. That distinction matters more than you'd think. This also comes up a lot with inventors working with companies. People ask me, if I'm listed as an inventor, doesn't that mean I own it? Not necessarily. Inventorship and ownership are totally different concepts. The assignment database is how ownership changes hands, even though the inventor name on the patent never changes. So if you assign your rights to your employer, your name stays on the patent forever, but the company owns it. This database is how you confirm that. Here's another pro move. If you're researching as an investor, a startup, or even a potential business partner, search their name as an assigner. You might find patterns. Maybe they assign everything to a holding company. Maybe they sell patents quickly. Maybe they never assign anything at all. All of that tells a story. And if you're filing your own patent application, you'll even need to think about assignments too. If your company owns the invention, the assignment should be recorded. If you forget to do that, it doesn't kill the patent, but it can create headaches later, especially during fundraising or an acquisition. Due diligence people love this database. They live in it. One more thing I want to mention, because this trips people up, provisional patent applications can be assigned too, but they're harder to search. You usually need the application number, and published applications are often easier to find than provisionals. So if something isn't showing up, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Sometimes it just means you don't have the right identifier yet. So the big takeaway here is this. The USPTO assignment database is not just some dusty government archive. It's a living record of who owns what, who sold what, how ideas move around in the real world. If you're an inventor, entrepreneur, or just IP curious, learning how to use it puts you way ahead of most people. Once you get comfortable with it, you'll start using it instinctively. You'll look things up before meetings, before deals, before filings, and that's when you've crossed the line from casual user to someone who actually understands how the patent system works behind the scenes. And that's it for today's episode. I'm Adam Diament, and if you need help filing a patent application or other intellectual property, give me a call at 424-281-0162. Until next time, I'm Adam Diament, and keep on inventing.
Thanks for listening to the Patenting for Inventors podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please kindly rate and review on your favorite podcast platform. The contents of this podcast are intended for general informational purposes only. The facts of every legal matter are unique, and the content of this podcast should not be construed as offering legal advice for your specific legal situation. For more information about how we can help with your own legal needs, check out our services at nolanhyman.com. That's NOLANHEIMANN.com. Or call Adam Diament directly at 424-281-0162. The preceding information may be considered an attorney advertisement and does not establish any attorney-client relationship.